Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now if you'd like to support the channel, consider picking up some driveway developments merch. The link is down in the description. Now today we're going to be covering a couple of topics really, mainly around Stevo the Evo. Now it's been a little while since he's been on the channel and a little while really since I've made a video. So yeah, got a couple of things to cover. But the first thing is we're going to be fitting a mod today. It's quite a simple mod really, and that is these indicators here. So the white one's the standard one, this black one is the aftermarket one. And a big thank you to Tim. He sent me these indicators as a gift about a year ago, and they've been safely kept in the garage. Only now am I fitting them. They didn't really suit the car at first. There was no mods on the car really when I received these. Had the standard colour wheels and they looked a little bit out of place in my opinion. Whereas with the carbon now, the black wheels and a few other bits we've done, I think they look really smart on the car now. So we're going to be fitting them. So what's taking so long? Why is Stevo still not mapped? What am I waiting for? Well, about a month and a half ago, I ordered a 4-inch ETS intercooler. It was the last thing I needed to buy. Quite expensive as well, about £900 I think they are. So I delayed really in ordering it a couple of months, and when I did order it, well, I've been waiting about 5 or 6 weeks at this point for that intercooler, and they made to order. I'm halfway across the world from ETS, so it's taken a while to get here. Also, on that same order, I ordered some diff oil. I'm still waiting for that obviously because it's part of the same order, and stupidly I drained the oil on Stevo when he was on axle stands last on the differential, and I've got no oil to put back in it, so I can't even run the engine in. So that's what I'm waiting on. But yeah, ETS intercooler on its way, and I've got a CBRD radiator as well, which I will be fitting in a future video. So since I finished the engine, we haven't really seen Stevo started or even running really. So did the engine blow up? Have I been trying to cover up some engine failure or some problem? Nope, the car works perfect, I just haven't made a video. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing in this video, a little bit of everything. But first let's go over to Stevo. We're going to have a look. I've currently got one aftermarket indicator and one standard one, and we can compare. Okay, so here is Stevo, and I have not cleaned him in literally months and months and months. But today I give it a really good clean, so it's looking quite nice now. So yeah, we'll have a look. Let's turn the hazards on. This is the aftermarket indicator. So I'm not sure how well the camera's picking it up, but it really does look smart in person. I have seen these in videos and I thought they look a bit cheap and tacky, if I'm honest. But now it's on, it really does look smart in person, and I've heard other people say that. Now if we compare that to the other side, well, it's just a white indicator. Now I like the tint because it matches the vent, it matches the black wheels, and I'm planning on maybe fitting a carbon bonnet in the future. So I think it's really going to give the car, you know, a slightly meaner look. It's just going to add really, complement the other parts. So yeah, one last look at that. Now then, we're going to go over to the new side. I'll show you how to fit it, and then we'll start up Stevo. So it's a very simple process. We push the indicator towards the back of the car, and then the front side will pop out. So like so, out it comes. And there we go, there's the new indicator. So I think that looks really smart with the black wheels and a couple of the black accents around the car. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Now then, I appreciate I haven't really shown you Stevo running since I've rebuilt the engine, fit the turbo and done all those other things. So we're going to do a cold start now. Now when I do start it, it's going to sound lumpy. That is because we've got high lift cams and the dual valve springs, so that is pretty normal. I think it sounds pretty good, but if you didn't know any better, you might think it's running a bit rough. But yeah, let's start it up. So here's the radiator. I didn't really need it, the car's never overheated, but it was a good price, so I picked it up. Other mods I have on the way, or parts rather. If we take a look at the back, here you can see the battery, and then on the back seat, under the back seat rather, where the back seat was, there is a fuel pump. So the factory wiring loom actually provides 6 volts and then 12, and then I don't know, it just messes around with relays and changes the voltage. Because this is a track car, we're going to be fitting a hardwire kit. So it's going to have a relay that gives the pump alternator voltage when the car's on, and also we're going to be fitting a fuel pump kill switch to the dash. Being a track car, if I am chasing my friend Sparkplug Steve on track, or my new track friend Nathan, and I happen to roll over, then I can just flick the switch and it'll kill all power to the fuel pump. So I'll be fitting that on the dash and making a how-to on that. Other things to talk about, yeah, again, got the intercooler come in, need the diff oil before I can run the engine in, and yeah, then we'll be going to Simon Norton's and having it mapped. But with COVID and everything, parts are taking ages to come. I got lots of plans with this car. It's the same story with every Evo owner. There's a million things I want to buy, a million things I want to do to the car, and sometimes it's overwhelming. You just think the build will never be done. I might as well just give up now. But usually if I sleep on it for a couple of nights, I get my motivation back, and that's what's happened. So I really want to get a carbon lip, because it makes all the difference on these cars. It absolutely transforms the look of the front end. I really do want to get a carbon fibre bonnet as well to match the boot. And yeah, maybe new wheels in the future, bucket seats, harnesses, get all the boost pipes powder coated. I mean, the list just goes on. But yeah, it's an evolution. It doesn't start out as the end product, so we're going to further evolve this car, I suppose, and continue to do that for years to come. Mitsubishi might have given up on the Evo name, but we're not going to give up. So hopefully you've enjoyed that little update on my Mitsubishi Evo build. I'm hoping for some big power in the future, at least 500, hopefully more, but we shall see. But yeah, I'll catch you again. It's just started raining, so I'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.